Hi, how's everybody?
Great.
Oh, like Tyson says, great.
Great, good. What I thought we'd do today is start in a chair, doing some chair yoga. So my plan is to cue an hour-long class, but this is training. I'd like to do half in the chair, move the chairs to the side, get the mats. It's been a while. Because this is an hour, I want you to feel free, take a break, walk away. I will just continue cueing and moving through poses, and you join whenever you feel ready to rejoin.
I already
So
told you
that's the
that I'll
plan.
probably walk away a few times today because
And-
I'm probably tired.
That's perfectly fine. You might want to be
Take those
bare
shoes
feet.
off.
It's up to you. Socks, barefoot. But we'll start in the chair, and to start with, you can have your back against the, and it's best to have a chair without any arms, which I think we all have. So that's great. Have the feet flat on the floor if you can, so feet are in touch with the earth. And your hands can rest comfortably anywhere in your lap. And let's just flutter the eyes closed. And take some deep breaths. And try to make these full inhales and full exhales. With the inhales about the same length as our exhales. Belly should be rising and falling. Take a couple more breaths here. Try and let the cares of today, anything that may have been heavy on your mind, let's try and wash that away for these next 55 minutes we have together. Let's try and be fully present in this moment. A couple more breaths. Maybe flutter the eyes back open. And let's do some shoulder rolls. With your hands on your hands on your knees, let's just move the shoulders back. Take the shoulders up to your ears and then roll them down the back slowly. To your ears, roll them down the back. You hold tension there in the shoulder region, around the collarbone. We should start working into that space. And after a couple more breaths, you can roll in the other direction. So again, take the shoulders up to the ears, roll them forward. To the ears, roll them forward. And remember to breathe. Couple more to the front, and let's come to a neutral posture. If you can, let's raise the right hand, right arm straight up in the air. Let's get long in the torso. Let's get some energy in the hand. So open and close the hand. Spread the fingers wide apart. As we reach up, out from the shoulder socket, we're reaching up. Take an inhale, and on an exhale, let's side bend to the left. Feel a stretch in the right side of the body. Again, the hand is active. Fingers are apart. And take another breath and come back to center. And rest the hand on the knee. Maybe roll the shoulders out, wash that away. And on your next inhale, raise your left arm to the air, getting long in the torso. Crown is reaching up to the sky. Hand is active. Maybe open and close it. Spread the fingers wide apart, feeling that energy from your hand. And take an inhale. And exhale it out with a side bend to the other side. Feeling the stretch in the body there on the left side. Take another breath and come back to center. Again, wash it away with the shoulders reaching up to the ears and down the back. Slowly. Let's move in the other direction. Again, shoulders are rolling up to the ear and then down to the front. And now let's take a twist. You can leave your hand on your knee, or if you have some room on the side of your chair, but anywhere on the right leg is fine. Now, left hand or arm reaches up again, and just slowly start to turn to the right. The whole torso, chest, head turning to the right. Take another breath, come back to center. Drop the arm and let your right arm reach up. Again, there's energy extending there from the fingertips. Inhale and exhale it out with an easy twist to the left. Gazes over to the left. You should feel this twist coming from your sides area. So you don't want to just twist the chest, you want to twist the waist. Take another breath and come back to center. And let's take a moment to breathe in and out through the nose. I'm going to do some more twists. This time you all have a back to your chair. I'll pretend like I have a back. Take your right arm and rest it on the back of your chair. Take your left hand and place it on your right knee, while gently holding on to the right knee. Again, twist to the right. And this time you should feel a bit deeper twist as we hold on to the right knee. Take a couple breaths here. Gazes to the right. You're holding on to the chair with the right arm. Take another breath and come back to center. Let the hands rest on the knees. And now allow your left arm to find the back of the chair. Your right hand finds left knee. And again, easy twist to the left. And when you do this twist, try to reach your edge. Don't overdo it so it's painful, but maybe challenge yourself a little bit to feel that twist. And take another breath and come back to center. And let's take a couple breaths here. Now we'll do, while we're seated, Sun Salutation A, or version of our Sun Sal A. So on an inhale, arms go overhead. Exhale, fall forward. And in our fall forward, maybe fingertips find the ground. Head hangs, just as we do when we're standing. Easy in the jaw, let that tension in the face go. Here we do a halfway lift Fingertips still find the shins for our halfway lift. Stay long in the spine. You don't want to be curved over. Crown is reaching forward. And on your next exhale, fall back forward. Inhale, arms circle up, overhead. Get long in the torso. Crown is reaching up to the sky. On an inhale, fall forward. Halfway lift. Keep the spine straight. Hands find the shins. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, circle arms overhead and let your hands come down to prayer. And take a couple moments here. Maybe setting an intention for your practice today or an intention for the rest of the evening. To be patient with yourself as we go through these poses and postures. And just give some appreciation to our physical being. We're able to meet here on our chair and on our mat. On an inhale, circle hands, arms back overhead. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fall forward. Remember, those feet should be firmly on the ground. And back to center. But I don't know if we have our straps with us. And if not, we should take a moment to get our straps.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you do have your strap, place it next to you. If you don't, I will get you one.
Mine's probably good.
And
Yeah.
this one right here.
All the way to the end of the guest room closet. I think I put the strap in there. You see if you see it hanging on the left on the little hooks. See one?
I don't see the strap. I see the rubber band.
Oh.
The rubber bands are. Well, that's okay. If you have a strap, great. If not, that's okay. We don't have to use it right now. But if you have one, keep it near you. We will use it. You may be able to do this without a strap. So no worries. Okay. Give a minute or two for everyone to come back with us.
Are we going to use blocks too?
That'd be great if you have your block. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that to everyone. I think
I got it. It was rolled up. You didn't see it, Chris.
oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. Great.
I knew I had it in there. Let me get your blocks, Will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you may not need your strap just yet, but it's good to have nearby. So thank you. Before we do that, we should do some cat-cows before we get into more stretching. So. Super. We may use those in the second half. Super. Okay, we'll do some cat-cows before we get into that stretching. So again, feet are firmly planted on the earth, and you just want to make sure that you don't have too much weight in the heels, that your toes are also feeling the earth, all the entire sole of the foot. So cat-cow, go ahead and let your hands find the knees. And on an inhale, we will arch the back for cow and look up. We're arching the back, looking up. And then exhale, round the back for cat. Arch, up, cow pose, and exhale out the nose for cat. let's keep moving. So again, your spine should be moving. You don't want to be your back against the back of your chair because you want to make sure that you're going concave on those inhales for cow and then rounding for cat. So you want to make sure you have space for that in your chair. Couple more of those. And last one, inhale for cow. And exhale, round for cat. Okay, and then we'll come back to a neutral seat. So let's do some knee lifts. And so this is where you may want your strap. You may not need it, but what I'd like you to do is we're going to, and I'll demonstrate it first. We're going to lift the right knee, hug the right knee in, and then kick the leg out with the foot flexed, okay? And just sort of hold it there. You may not need your strap for this, okay? But you may want it in position. And if you do, the way you can use it is while your foot is on the floor, you can hold it, and you've got both ends of the strap in one hand, and you just gently use it. Now don't use all of the strap to pull your knee in. Make the leg do some work too. Pull it in, gently hug it in, and then you can use the strap, you want to hold on to help keep the leg up in the air for a count of 3. And we'll do this a couple times. Also move it out to the right, move it. And that just helps to strengthen that leg muscle there. And then we'll release it. And then we'll do the other side a couple times. So it's your choice if you want to use the strap or not.
I will try not.
I see Miss Scott looking and saying I don't need that. That's perfectly fine. So on an inhale, let's go ahead and bring the right knee in. Gently squeeze it in, and then let that right leg go long. Great choices. You are flexing the foot, and holding onto the chair is great. You want to keep your balance. What we're doing is that you should feel something at the top of your thigh. And good, you have the back of the chair so you're not leaning too far back. If you have the space, take your leg out a little bit to the right. Again, the flex in the foot is important, so we are working the whole leg. Take it out to the right, bring it back center, and rest it on the earth. Let's take a breath here. I will demonstrate again with the strap. Put the strap under just below the ball of the left foot. And you want to hold both ends in the left hand. So when you have that in place, where you're comfortable to hold it with one hand, go ahead and bring the knee in again to the chest, giving it a little squeeze. And then extend the leg straight out in front of you. Everything should be in line, not too high. So that leg is really in line with the hip socket. We are flexing the foot. Again, you should feel something in the hamstring, just a little stretch, maybe in the calf too. When you feel balanced, take the knee over or leg over to the left, keeping the rest of the body straight as you can. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Let's take it back and let that go. Super, super. Are you okay? All right, let's try that again. A little different variation. I don't think you'll need the strap. Let's take the right knee in again. Maybe this time, let's move the ankle around in both directions. Good. Great. This time, let's do a figure 4. So we're going to put that ankle across the thigh, if you can, or knee. Try and flex the foot. And now you should feel a stretch on the outside of the thigh. If you can, if you have the space, you can put hands out in front of you and start to reach forward and reach down. Again, if you have the space, and this is where you're going to feel it, right? So we stretch the top, you don't feel a thing. You may want to put,
I
take
can't
your-
flatten it too much, maybe that's
or
why.
you may have it crossed too much, your 4. You may want to bring the ankle closer
Like
to
this?
the mm-hmm.
Ooh, I do feel it
See?
now.
Okay, so then that's where
I feel
yeah,
it.
so if you have
I
the
feel it
ankle-
here though.
you feel it there,
Yeah.
not on the side of the.
Not on the side.
No, we'll see how the other side feels because the other side, they sometimes can feel different. So now that your arms are out, this may be as far as you want to go. I feel enough right there. If you have the space and you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you don't want to pull anything, so be careful. When you reach your edge, then that's enough. So you go forward, or you can have the fingers reaching towards the ground, no need to touch the ground, just so something is working in this area for you. Okay, let's come out of our 4. Again, pull the knee back in, give it a squeeze. Let's put it forward and shake that out. Okay, around, take the knee in both directions and let the foot rest on the earth. And we have to do the other side. Left knee comes in, squeeze it in, and let the ankle again find right thigh. Again, you don't want to pull it in too much. And when I mean pull it, you don't want to have the ankle sort of hanging off. So if you have the space, try and have your ankle rest on it. That's fine. Wherever you can go.
I can't go anywhere.
For the stretch.
This is my.
Is that your edge?
I can't twist
Arms
it
are out in front of you. We're sitting straight up. And then start to reach forward. Again, you should start to feel a stretch there. You feel it down there. Around the waist, yes. If you want to start to reach the fingers towards the floor. Yes, take a couple. Don't forget to breathe in these poses that are challenging. Sometimes we hold our breath and we're really trying to concentrate, but we want to make sure that we are focusing on the breath and try to breathe through this unease, this slight discomfort. On your next inhale, let's come back up from wherever you are. Let's untangle the leg, pull it back into the chest, give it a little squeeze. Maybe stretch the leg out long after we've had it sort of curled up. Again, shake that out with the ankle and let the leg and the foot find the earth. And let's take some deep breaths. Maybe do a couple cat-cows. Great. It was nice work with that. That was a bit challenging to do. So, let's try and do Warrior 2. We've all done Warrior 2 standing up on our mats. We're going to try a Warrior 2 in our chair. And the way we want to do that, it's good to have, and you can only do it if you have an armless chair. Let's start to take left leg and swing it around the side of our chair. So now your legs are at like a 90-degree angle. Left leg on the left side of the chair.
You're not too close to that fireplace, are you? You might have to bring your chair right over this way.
You can stay like this.
This is a stretch.
That's a stretch. A 90-degree angle might be a stretch, and that's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
If you don't and you have the space, you can take the right foot and stretch it out behind you, keeping right foot at, making it parallel. And what we're trying to do is take this
Stretch your right
pose
foot behind you. You mean to the side?
if you can do it to the side. Yes, thank you. We're taking our Warrior 2 standing pose and we're trying to do it in a chair. Now my chair is a little longer than a normal chair. So again, you can stay at 90 degrees with the legs, or you can take it, and you may have to come to the edge of your chair a little bit. But you want your left leg facing to the left, left foot facing to the left, and you want your right leg parallel. And then what we're going to do for Warrior 2 is take those arms out to a T. And so when you look at your left leg, you want left knee over left ankle. And then your right leg is either at 90 degrees or you have it stretched out with that right foot parallel. Okay, and so if you look at your feet, they might even be perpendicular to one another. Arms are out strong. We don't want to flap the arms like we're flying away. We want those arms out strong. Fingertips. So you want to feel the energy emanating from the ends of those fingertips. So the energy is really going out beyond the pose. Breaths here, a couple breaths. Okay, let's get out of that pose, come back to seated. Before we go to the other side, we're facing front. Soles of the feet are on the ground, on the earth. And let's breathe. This would be like our resting child's pose, right? If we were on our mat. So take a drink. Let's catch our breath. Let's come back to our intention of being patient and gentle with ourselves as we get back into our practice. Take a couple more breaths to get recentered. And when you're ready, we'll take our Warrior 2 on the right side. And so now your right leg turning to find the right side of your chair. So legs are at like a 90-degree angle to start with. That right leg is pointed out. You can stay here in your 90-degree angle. If you have the space, you can take your left leg out a little bit more and should be parallel. Yes, good, good. And that's just that you're going to see a stretch there. You're going to feel a stretch there. Look at your right leg. Right knee should be over right ankle. Excellent. Great. Now, when you feel secure, again, if your left foot is not planted, you want to bring it in a little bit because you want your left foot planted. So if it's not, go ahead and bring it in a little bit. So it's planted on the earth. When you feel secure, let your arms float up to a T. Arms are strong. You are looking off the right hand, looking off the right fingertips. Again, there's that energy coming out from both sides. And in this pose, it's like you're being pulled in two directions. So you don't want to be like an arrow going to the right. You want to feel like you're being tugged from the right and the left. And so that energy is balanced in both directions, even though you're looking to the right. So that left arm is strong. Take a couple more breaths here in this pose. And let's come back to center. On an inhale, arms go out overhead. Exhale, fall forward. On an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fall forward. And an inhale brings us back up to a neutral pose. And let's breathe here. At this time, want you to continue to breathe. We're going to continue to part 2 of our yoga class, which will involve the mats. You are all welcome to stay. You can take a few moments to get recentered. That was a beautiful job for our chair yoga. It's been a while since we practiced together, so I'm just appreciative of your time. If you are staying on, we'll take the next couple of minutes to grab some water and get our mats in place, and we will continue. Thank you so much.
Where are you?
That's why I opened the window, I was sweating too.
You too. Yeah, I didn't know I'd done that much to sweat.
That's good, baby. That means you're working.
Yes, that means you
Working.
You gonna join us in part 2? I can take that out of your way if you'd like to.
You know, we walked this morning too, you know.
Oh, you did walk?
Yeah. And then your dad got stung by a bee while we were out there sitting on a bench out by the river.
Guess what?
Walk.
Guess what?
What?
I
Down?
feel nothing.
Oh, that's good. It's better?
It's,
Maybe
It went down?
must have been that soda water I gave. Come take it.
Oh, that steam is gone, it feels fine?
Yeah.
it's amazing.
What'd you put on it, Mom?
I didn't have anything, so I just put some soda in a glass of water and told him to stick his finger in there.
Really?
And I don't know if it helped or not. I tried to find the stinger because they say scrape it with a butter knife or something. I didn't see the stinger, so I couldn't pull anything out. So
Okay, thank you all for joining us. And let's go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat. Everyone,
sitting on the
Comfortable
floor is
seat.
not comfortable.
you can have legs crossed or straight out in front of you.
Am I too close here?
You may want to turn it over for the curve, so that that curve is in there.
Which way is the right side, blue or yellow?
I think it's reversible. I
Yeah,
like the blue
reversible.
side.
Mine, what I do, I just bend it. I don't like using it on this side. I never use it on this side.
That's not the right side.
I know, he just turned it over.
Oh, because it had the curve.
That was his.
go and burn it. I
That
just
was
go,
his.
you know what I do? I just
Her side is
bend
his
it.
side.
I just bend it when it has a curve. Yeah, I just go over here and just do like this. Those mats are heavy. I didn't know they were so heavy. Those are good mats.
Oh, what, Matt?
Oh boy, I can sit down. I'm too old to be doing this.
It's a lot, isn't it? We may stick with the chair. That's fine. If you want to start on your back, okay.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay, thank you for joining us for part 2 here, and we'll keep going with our yoga class. As you're seated on the mat, hands can be anywhere that's comfortable for you. That's on the knees. They can be in the lap. They can be down by the side. You can have your legs pulled in or a little distance in front of you, whatever feels best.
We just have them straight out?
You can have them straight out. And what we're starting, we'll start off with some more twist, and we did this sitting down, but let's go ahead. We've done these before. On an inhale, let's take the hands up overhead, and let's exhale. Let's just fall forward. And wherever the hands lie, just stay there for a moment and find the breath. Maybe if you have the space, you can walk the fingers out a little bit more. Again, continuing on with our stretching. If not, stay where you are and just breathe. And on your next breath, just walk the fingers, the hands back in and come to seated. Let's do that one more time. On an inhale, circle arms overhead. Let's fall forward. Take some breaths here. Again, feeling a stretch in our crossed legs. And walk your hands back to your lap. Nice. This time, inhale, hands are up. But in exhale, we'll find the twist. So exhale to the right. Right hand is down by the hip. Left hand grabs the knee. And again, we're doing a twist to the right. And breathe that nice fresh air. On your next inhale, arms are back up to center. Take a couple breaths here. On your next inhale, twist to the left. Left hand finds back behind the hip. Right hand on left knee. And again, twisting. Gaze is to the left, maybe over the shoulder. Take a couple breaths. And inhale back to center. Arms, hands down, resting on the knees. Take a couple breaths. Let's do some cat-cows now that we're seated. Hands are on the knees. Remember, we inhale and the gaze is up for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. And last one. And exhale. Okay, let's come back to a neutral pose. And take a couple more breaths to find hands, knees. And as I mentioned, feel free to take a break during this practice. I'm going to cue for the whole hour, but I fully expect people to come in and out as it suits them. So on your next breath, let's find hands, knees. Here we want shoulders right above our wrists. Hands, fingertips are pressing into the mat. Untuck the toes so the tops of the feet are flat on the earth. And on your next inhale, let's kick that right leg behind us. So this is sort of counter to what we did sitting in the chair. Now the right leg is lifted, the right foot is flexed. Try and balance that weight in the hands. In this pose, you want to make sure you are pulling the core in, because the core is helping with your stability. So pull in the core, and we usually call that sort of try to take the belly button to spine, but don't let the breath go. If you're comfortable here, stay in this pose with the foot flex, or maybe you try and raise opposite arm forward. Again, now that balance is in opposite leg and hand. If you have the arm forward, the hand is stretched in the direction facing the other foot. And maybe you bring that in for a crunch, or maybe you stay where you are. And leg and arm back out. Maybe bring in for another crunch. Back out. And let leg and hand find the earth. Here, move around a little bit. Wash that away. Maybe get a drink of water. And we'll go to the other side. Left leg stretches out behind you. That foot is flexed. Remember, toes on the right foot are untucked so that the top of the right foot is meeting the earth. Left leg is up. And again, if you like, if you feel you have the space, this is a challenging pose. The right arm goes out because it's sort of this opposite balance. Once you're balanced, maybe, maybe not, go in for a crunch. So elbow to knee. Take it back out, flex the foot once more. Maybe we try another crunch. Elbow to knee. Out once more, and then limbs find the earth. We move around a little bit in this pose. And let's come to child's pose. Again, child's pose is when we let the hips go back to the heels. Arms can be on the side of the body, the forehead to the floor. Or if you want a more active child's pose, the arms can be out in front. But find a resting pose. And let's come back to the breath. And we'll stay here for 3 more breaths. That was nice work with the balancing poses. When you're ready, we'll all meet flat on the earth, stomach on the earth. Arms by our side, left cheek on the mat. Take a couple more breaths in this pose. And then we'll find a baby cobra. So bring your hands to the side of the body, side of your upper rib cage. You want elbows in, not out. Try and pull the elbows in close to the body. And we're going to rise to a baby cobra. So again, in this pose, the feet are untucked, so the tops of the feet are on the ground. Arms are again next to the rib cage, elbows bent. And then we're going to just peel the chest off the ground for baby cobra. Everything else is still touching the earth. Head and crown long. We don't want to arch the neck too much. And then back down to the earth, maybe the other cheek. Rest on the mat. Arms are by our side. On your next breath, hands by your side, elbows in, and on an inhale, take baby cobra. Everything else is on the earth. Hold one more breath and back down to the earth, arms on your side, cheek to the mat, and breathe.